Let me bring in Mitch Little.
Yeah.
Thank you so much of
Thank you,
Louisville. First, your reaction, obviously, to the vote. A lot of emotional testimony today.
Thrilled. For the first time, Republicans have united. They've been courageous in bringing this to the floor. It was necessary. I've heard a lot of concerns about racism and exploitation of voters. Here's the bottom line. Democrats are only concerned about those things when they're not in charge. In California, and Illinois, and Massachusetts, they absolutely redistrict and gerrymander to their benefit. Here in the Republican Party, here in Texas, where we've won this state resoundingly, it's time for us to build a coalition of congressional districts that reflects our values and reflects what the voters are doing here in the state.
How concerned are you about these other states? California, I think, is going to be voting on basically trying to neutralize what Republicans did here.
Not at all, and we live here. This is where we live. So we need to be responsible and take care of what's going on in Texas. We don't need to worry about what's going on in California. They have significant hurdles that they need to overcome with a ballot initiative where they need 2/3 of the vote. I think we're going to be in good shape.
And the reason I ask is because we're still talking about the balance of power in Congress, right? I mean, the whole point was for Republicans to gain more seats. So if California does the same thing and neutralizes it, what do you say about that?
Certainly. Not worried about what California's doing. If you look at what's going on in North Texas, I'm most concerned with what's happening with CD 32. You just talked to Katrina Pearson, that's her home district, and wouldn't the people of North Texas much rather be represented by Katrina Pearson than a left-leaning liberal? This is an opportunity for Texans to have people representing them that reflect their values based on our political performance here.
You're an attorney now. The legal fight comes, right,
Yes.
over these maps.
It always comes.
Right. And so how does the state defend itself?
Well, the good news is that this is a process that started with those legal considerations. It was built out by lawyers in order to make sure that all of the appropriate laws and case law were reflected and followed in construction of the maps. We followed that to a T. There should be no problem with legal challenges in federal court.
You know, that one of the questions that came up repeatedly during the day was who actually came up with these maps? Who drew them? What do you know?
Yeah, legal team from DC, and it worked its way down here. So there's no question that the right people were looking at it with the right considerations over the Voting Rights Act and all the relevant case law, the Rucha case, Pettaway case.
And they had this law firm had ties to the White House?
No question.
And you know, a lot of people, you heard the Democrats really criticize President Trump over all this, and the fact that the White House was so involved. They've accused Republicans of just bending the knee. And so what do you say that? Because obviously the White House was involved.
Yeah.
And so why do you think that's okay?
Let me be super clear. There's nothing wrong with that. President Trump resoundingly won this state. We have an opportunity to redistrict mid-decade. It's obviously a little bit unusual, but we did it because we can do it. That's what our voters expect us to do. They expect us to act with courage when we have an opportunity to change the makeup of our congressional representation in this state, and that's exactly what we did here today.
Republican State Representative Mitch Little of Louisville. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Jack.
We appreciate it.